Now, when I got a call when Tamil called me, um, I got there and they had already taped it off, and so I wasn't able to get there. I get the call, and I'm just minutes away from the fire station because I lived right off of Good Luck Road, which is where the fire station um, in the dance was held. So I get there. Give me a minute. I get there. It's already taped off. They won't allow me to come across the tape. The hospital is directly across the street from the fire station. And also, he worked right there at the nursing home. So they were like adjacent to the fire station. I had to go around and take another direction all the way around, which seemed like a forever ride to get to the hospital. I get there, and there's a couple of officers there, one one in plain uniform, and they had already put Gary in a room, and they wouldn't allow me to see him. And eventually, I said, "Just let me see my son." And they let me come in the room, and he was on a table, and I could see him from a distance. And they said, "You can't touch him." They said his body is evidence. You can't touch him. And I couldn't believe it. It's like, this can't be happening. You know, I'm screaming out to my husband, "Don't take him," because they told me that he was still alive, but he wasn't at the time I got there. And I said, "Don't take him," and I'm begging God, "How can you take my son? You just took my husband 16 days ago. This this can't be happening. This can't be happening."
What kind of advice would you give to other moms, other parents who would have to go through this kind of thing?
First up, I would say humanize your loved one. That is first and foremost. One of the first things they do is they try to find what they call dirt on your loved one. It is critical that you humanize your loved one, because again, they're going to find all of the negative things they can possibly say about you. Get an attorney that you trust. Work with someone who you know is in the civil rights and social justice movements, that are not in it for the money, but they're in it to change lives, to do the right thing. I would say, take the support from your family, from your loved ones, because a lot of times we tend to think that we can do it on our own. But lean on those if you have them, lean on those that are going to be there to help you, and seek out someone that has gone through it. Seek someone, because again, they know your pain. There's this code that we have in this sorority of mothers, that we can kind of look at each other, and you don't even have to say a word, but you can just look at them and know the pain that they are going through. And again, seek the support of organizations that are focused on this very issue. All right, that's very good.
During the whole skirmish, everybody's fighting, it's up and down the hill or whatever. I just remember I remember Gary was trying to break it up, and he was like finding different pockets of friends. It was crazy because it's like all in that one. It didn't feel like it took that long, but in that whole situation, he's running from one pocket of friends to another, grabbing dudes out of it, and it's like he wasn't. It wasn't like he wanted to help. He didn't. He knew something about it. Is like he knew, I got to get all of them out of this situation. Like, this isn't gonna end well. So he's grabbing people. He grabbed Monte. He grabbed different people, and now it's starting. Everybody's getting back to their cars or whatever. So when it's I'm having an altercation with a guy, and that's, like I said, that's when it started winding down. He grabbed me and he put me in a car. Cause like now he's sticking people in cars or whatever, and he's trying to go get other people and end it or whatever. So he stuck me in a car. But like the dude that I had it, was into it with, he was on the other side of my window. So I seen him. I'm like, oh nah, it's back on. I'm right back out the car. So when I get out the car, we doing everything again, and then he grabs me. This time, now it's like kind of starting to die down. And he grabs me, and we dive in. And he dives in the car with me, so he's holding me, and we're in the car, or whatever. And then we start pulling out. And me and him are in the back seat. And then like all of a sudden, the car stopped. Everybody stopped it because it was only one way in and kind of one way out. You had to you couldn't get out if the cops stopped us at the walkway or whatever. So it's like I said, everything kind of stopped. It's like time stood still. It's like I'm enraged, I'm mad, he's holding me. Then all of a sudden when the car stopped, you don't know what's going on. So it's like everything stopped. I stopped making noise or whatever, and then he gets out. I can't even tell you where, like I said, I don't remember where he went. I couldn't tell you what door he went out of. I just know he left me in the back seat, like he was gone. And then by the time I get myself together and kind of look back up through because I'm looking through a windshield, because I'm in the back seat of the second car. So I'm looking through the windshield, and by the time I kind of focus and realize that, wait a minute, we done got stopped up here as police or whatever, you hear the shot. Like I heard the shot, and then I'm looking, and he's standing there, I can kind of see the cop next to him, and he's standing there, back to my friend's car. You hear the shot. So it's not like in the movies or nothing where it looks all crazy. So it's like I said, it's like slow motion. You hear it and you see him, and he kind of and it was crazy because it's like little stuff, the people that you wouldn't imagine. He looked back, he's leaning against my friend's car, and that's up in front of us. He looked back and kind of just shook his head to us, he looked in the car. It's like he looked right at us, and in my mind, I'm like, you looking right at me, and he's he just shook his head, kind of all right, it happened. He died because he put himself in front of the rest of us. Because, the situation didn't really have anything to do with him. And, I mean, me personally, it was real for me. Some people can say, yeah, you got in front of it. But he really got in front of it with me, because my last moments with him was, him in the back seat holding me, dog, you gotta chill, dog, you gotta chill. And the next minute he was gone. So it could have been any one of us, and it could have been a different situation. But in my book, the way I always see him and remember is that dude gave his life for all of us, but he made sure I was okay personally before he left. So I mean, it is what it is. But they definitely took somebody that wasn't. He was positive. He was definitely a light to a lot of people. We looked up to him. I was older than him, and I looked up to him, because he was just a different type of dude. So they definitely took somebody that mattered.